going on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition Series 22 Gunther. If you are interested in grabbing this figure and adding it to your collection, head over to Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code 4LIFE. It'll save you 10% off your order at checkout. So we're getting the first Ultimate Edition Gunther from Mattel. His last Elite and the Top Picks figure, which were one and the same in the red, was phenomenal. I love that figure. So when they announced they were going to make an Ultimate Gunther, I was all for it. I'm a big fan. I feel like he is one of the next big superstar heels in WWE. I mean, he's already there now. It's just a matter of time before he holds the World Championship belt. I will say when this figure was shown and revealed, it looked a little too skinny. That's just my opinion. I do want to compare with the Elite and see how he stacks up as far as some size. But accessory-wise, you do get a lot here with Gunther. You get 3 heads. You get the Intercontinental Championship belt. You get the kind of brownish trench coat, a few interchangeable hands, of course, the chopping hands. I will say, I think this figure is supposed to match the attire of Vinci and Kaiser from that Mattel Creations 2-pack coming. Those are Elite figures, but I believe they are in the brown attire, which should match your Gunther here. Unfortunately, Vinci no longer part of Imperium, but again, Gunther does look awesome. For your package, you get the standard white outlay on the front, the Gunther nameplate here on the top, the Ultimate Edition logo. On top of the box, it says Gunther. On the side, you will see the nameplate, the image of Gunther here. On the back, the figure photography, as well as the image of Gunther. If you guys would like to pause and read the read-up here, you can do so. But let's come back. We're going to crack this figure out of the box, see what it's about, and let's take a look at the little Easter eggs on the inside of the box. On the top of the box, it says the Ring General, and on the bottom, it says the mat is sacred. So before we get to our Ultimate Gunther, let's take a look at all the accessories that are included. So as far as the hands, you will get a set of interchangeable mic open holding hands here. You also will get the fisted hands for Gunther, as well as the chopping hands. You can see the big open hands here. And now if you notice, Mattel, I believe, has been using a newer mold for these hands. I believe these are the smaller, newer mold as well. I like these better. They look a little more realistic. I feel like the original open hands were just a little too big, so I do appreciate that, even though Gunther is one that could probably pass for those larger hands, those big chops. But you also do get this entrance jacket. I will say it looks pretty similar to the red one released with his Elite figure. You can see the design here, a little more detailing with the white two-tone kind of color. You got the brownish color with the white accents, the white buttons here. A nice soft material you can see on the back of the coat as well. There is a collar here, and there is even a little bit of a white strap, so that is really nice and soft. You do also get your Intercontinental Championship belt here. You'll notice the Gunther custom side plates on here. If I could get a little closer, get a better look at that. That looks nice and clean with the vac finish. You can take a look at the back. And lastly, we do get 3 heads for Gunther. So the one on the far left here, which I just dropped, this I believe is the same one that came with the Elite figure. You will see this screaming scan, which I do like, as well as this gritting teeth scan. His gimmick reminds me of the Red Skull. I just absolutely love it. This villainous, like, I don't know, foreign, power coming to take over the world. And I feel like even these heads kind of really give off that character vibe. But I really do like all of these heads here. So here is our Ultimate Edition Gunther figure. You can see how great it looks with this entrance coat on and the Intercontinental Championship belt. I really like the way this figure came out. You can see again how the jacket fits on this figure with the nice kind of detailing on here with the white accents. You can have him doing his pose here with his hands behind his back, making his entrance to the ring. Gunther looks great. Look at this head sculpt on this figure. It looks just like him. Like he's right here in miniature version in hand. Minus the size. I will get to that as we go on through with this figure. But if you guys want to see what it looked like with this entrance coat on, really do dig it. I like the look. I really loved his Elite figure that came out. Obviously, they re-released it as a Top Picks figure. One of the best Mattel figures last year. And this figure looks great. You can see how the belt looks like on with this figure here too. The custom side plates as well. But I will say, once you get the title belt and the jacket off, something is lacking, and it is size. He is just too skinny. And taking even a look at the arms, I believe these arms are smaller than what came on his Elite figure, and I just feel like proportion-wise, just looking at it here in hand, he really should be a lot thicker. And I know Gunther lost a lot of weight and is in great shape from when he was Walter, But this is just too skinny. I think they need to, if they do another Ultimate Gunther, I think he definitely needs to have a little more size to him. I mean, look at his arms. Look at these skinny legs. Look at the skinny torso. It's not it, unfortunately. But let's take a look at his designs on his trunks here. See the brown with the white stripes. Same on the back, nothing too crazy here. No knee pads for Gunther. You can see it does kind of have like the black, the brown socks going through here. Additionally, you have the brown boots with the brown laces. Same on the other side. He does have the white soles here underneath on the bottom. If you guys want a quick look at the back of this figure, I will say, as far as articulation, the head will fully rotate. You do have the butterfly joints, which are nice and buttery smooth. You have the bicep cut, the double jointed pinless elbows. He is also on the pinless legs. Forgot to mention that. The wrists do fully rotate and hinge. You do have the diaphragm joint for him to get a little range of motion. You do have the waist swivel. He does have the drop down hips, which he can kick up about that much. Even look at these legs right now. They look so skinny on this little body here. You can see him do the splits about that much. Look how weird that looks sometimes with those drop-down hips, man. They always worry me. Thigh cut, double-jointed pinless knees. And I will say these knees don't feel as stiff as some other ones we've double-jointed pinless knees that we've had in the past. There is a boot cut. It does go up and down, as well as some toe articulation, some slight ankle pivot. Let's come back. I want to swap the heads on this figure and see how they look. So let's do a quick close-up of all the heads on the figure body. So this is the one we just saw. It is a straight face scan on the Ultimate. We have the screaming head sculpt here on the Ultimate Edition body, like he's about to go for that big chop. I really like how this head looks. The likeness is pretty spot on. And lastly, here we have the gritting teeth, kind of like pissed off looking head sculpt. This might be my favorite from the bunch. I really do like the look of it. It is different from his prior Elite, so I think that's the one I would go for display. But tons of options, tons of different head sculpts to go with for your figure photography. Let me know down in the comments, which head are you going to display your Gunther with? For your Gunther comparisons, here we have the Elite 102 figure on the left versus the Ultimate Edition. I will say, even with the entrance coat on, you will notice a size difference just in the chest. I feel like this body type definitely suits Gunther more than the Ultimate. He just looks so skinny. It's like, give my man a sandwich here. Another thing I want to point out, playing with this entrance coat, it is a little annoying. These white pieces here, they tend to like kind of want to keep coming, back in, and I feel like they should be out based on how the design is. You can see how the I guess lapel pieces on the red kind of just sit nice and flat. I like that better, even though this has a little less detail than the actual Ultimate here. But again, you can see height-wise, the new Ultimate is significantly taller, of course. The Ultimates are generally taller than Elite figures, but I want to take these coats off and compare the body sizes. Getting the entrance coats off, and honestly, it's not even close. The Elite 102 Gunther, it just was a phenomenal figure. It was definitely one of Mattel's best. And I'm not knocking the Ultimate. I do like it to some extent, but he just looks so small and skinny. I don't know, man. Looking at the actual torso on the Elite Gunther here, it just fills him out a lot more. This one on the Ultimate, I don't know. This actually looks like a new torso mold now that I'm looking at it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but just looking at the sculpt of this chest, this looks like it could be a new torso. And honestly, I hate to say it, it looks like he's got boobs, man. It's like, it's hard to unsee right now. Like, look at that. It looks like he's got two boobs with no nipples on there. Versus this Elite, which just looks a lot better. Even the arms. Look at how much bigger the arms are. I don't know if you guys can swap these arms on the Ultimate. Probably not. I feel like the shoulder is just so much bigger versus the Ultimate figure, and that's disappointing. I feel like the formula just... Even the legs. Like, look at the size of the legs. There's definitely a lot more, I think, size to the legs, right? They're not different. Maybe they are, they are different. Just looking at how thicker the Elite is. And like I said, that's disappointing. It's just, man, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. I don't want to sit here and crap on this figure because, like I said, I do like it. But once you bring the Elite figure in, it's like, it's not even close. If I had to keep one Gunther in my collection, it definitely would be the Elite figure versus the Ultimate. And if you guys wanted to, just for the hell of it, let's swap the heads and see how they fit. If you wanted the screaming scan on the Elite, that looks pretty damn awesome too. And you know what? I think this is the head I'm probably going to use for my Ultimate display, or maybe I'll just swap it on the Elite. Wow, that looks pretty sick too, man. I don't know, like, it's disappointing, but I don't think this new Ultimate is better than the Elite 102 figure. And one other quick comparison, so I do have the basic Ludwig Kaiser, and I'll be honest, I was actually going to grab Giovanni Vinci, but once they kicked him out of the group, I was like, oh, I guess I don't need him anymore, which is kind of discouraging, because like I said, we are getting that Mattel Creations Elite 2-pack coming out with Kaiser and Vinci, but the group is no longer together. I feel like that's just, unfortunately, the figure world. It takes time for these guys to come out, and Imperium's no longer together. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this brand new Ultimate Edition Gunther. Will you be adding it to your collection? While you're at it, please turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. My take on this Ultimate Edition Gunther, I do like it. I do think it is a good figure. Obviously, I've ranted about the size proportions. I feel like he's too skinny. His legs look really long and lanky. The torso just looks weird to me. I will say those are probably my biggest cons, as well as the entrance coat. I don't really like these white lapels, whatever you want to call them. I just feel like they want to come in, and it's going to take a little maneuvering to kind of get them to stay flat. Maybe they're not supposed to stay that way, but as far as like kind of displaying with the figure, I feel like that is a little annoying. But I absolutely love the head sculpts that come with this figure. I really do like the championship belt with the custom side plates. Honestly, Gunther, without a doubt, has been one of the best in the business today, has had a huge run with that Intercontinental Championship belt, so it's nice to have him and kind of solidify. I'll say the gear choice, maybe not the most toyetic. I just keep going back to the Elite 102 figure. That figure just had everything going for it. The head sculpt was great. The body proportions were awesome. The red really did pop. And honestly, I really feel like this Gunther could have come maybe with an Imperium t-shirt or something to kind of pair with the new, Vinci and Kaiser coming out from the Mattel Creation set. But it is a solid Ultimate. Not my favorite. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. If you have the Elite 102 figure and you only need one Gunther in your collection, that is the one to go with. If you are interested in adding this Gunther to your collection, head over to Ringside Collectibles. Use promo code 4LIFE. It'll save you 10% off your order. While you're at it, please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. Thank you all for your continued support. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you all on the next video review.